All right, welcome back. So today we're going to go over a tool called Hotspotty. So I was asked a couple weeks ago with their new revisions in the software that they released, hey, would you please go over Hotspotty? So best definition for what Hotspotty does is it's basically like a souped up explorer. So if you think about going around on Helium Explorer and looking through all the spots on there, you'd be able to click on hotspots, get information, and just dive into what they've been doing. So, of course, we wouldn't want to do this without actually going over it. I do want to point to some resources right away that were very helpful to me, and I don't even know everything yet. I'm kind of using this as still a noob. Processing of Hotspotty. So if you've got questions, right along with me, or if you think I'm wrong, put them in the comments, and then we'll get them answered. These little forays are really interesting to developers because then they can look at their UI, their UX, and improve things based on where we get stuck as a community, or get some really good suggestions. So please feel free to throw your comments in below, and we'll get to it here. All right, so let's get over Hotspotty. Now, the cool thing about Hotspotty and this application, and them approaching me to do this, is because with the people's hotspot, I can be a little more forward about what's going on with some wallets and actual hotspots out in the field because of the People's Hotspot. If you weren't aware, the People's Hotspot is a program that I created back at the beginning of the year now, because about a year ago we got the notification that we were going to have to wait for our hotspots, and it would be, and back then it was like 3 months. It ended up being about 6 months for a lot of us. And so by doing these YouTube videos, I was contacted by Helium and some other manufacturers to say, hey, would you like to do some reviews on our hotspots and make some more content? And I'm sure. I've got nothing else going on. We're in a pandemic, so so then as soon as I get all these hotspots, then I started thinking, oh man, I'm just one person, and I've got mine. There's a ton of other people waiting and very frustrated for their own hotspots. And so what I did was I started a kind of a pay it forward program. So if you've got one or two miners in the queue from a manufacturer and you're still waiting for your very first one, you can contact me. As long as you got, I think it's like 3 to 5 hotspots within 20 kilometers of you, then we can get you set up, get you in the queue to host hotspots. And those earnings are at 95%. And the last 5% just goes to a community fund that pays for shipping, little upgrades, and so forth, if it ever goes up, such that we could buy, like the price of H&T goes up such that we could buy some more hotspots and add to the program. We'll make that as a community. So just a little commercial about that. So let's get back to Hotspotty and taking a look at this application. So this comes from the People's Hotspot wallet, which is on the blockchain. All the names are visible, and so it's not like I've been hiding this for a while. We've been talking about it for quite a bit. So let's get into it. So this is the dashboard. So this shows my total balance in the wallet right now. We actually have one of our hosts that is still outstanding a payment. I think it's like almost 60 HNT from here is just waiting to be paid. And I've contacted them multiple times, and it seems like they're just holding. They haven't been contacting me. They haven't replied to any of my messages. And so this is kind of hanging out. This is why, if you're going to start your own host company, you make sure that you get the wallet IDs up front. So that will help you move forward. So this is the total balance. And then this says how many hotspots I have, and earnings and rewards. Now let's quickly take a look at one website that I looked at to get some interesting information from. This is from gristleking. This is out on his website. I will put this out in the description on this video, but this one is specifically I think a even better one. It also comes with his own YouTube, so I have no problems talking up other YouTubers and other people in the community that are helping out. So check this out. The one thing that I do want to talk about as we get into this demo is these four terms really. So a hotspot, well, we all know what a hotspot is. The location is where the hotspot physically is, and then the contact is the person associated with the install, and then the install is the act of binding all those three together. So you could share contents and contacts, and they could have multiple installs together. So think of that as like each one is kind of a unique chain between these three things, and then the install binds them all together. So take a look at that. Again, I'll put these links in the comments. All right, so this shows the rewards by day, and what this does is it shows up and down for the term of this, and kind of continuity of earnings over the last 30 days. You can look at a month only and that sort of thing. So you can see that pretty much that the People's Hotspot has been fairly steady, maybe a little bit of tick down here. I know that one of the things that happened is that our Bobcat went down with all the issues that have been happening with the network. They just weren't seeing the earnings that they'd like, and they weren't sure of how to diagnose and fix it. And so we thought about taking it back to me. And then one of the local Helium community members in the area that has been doing installs for lots of people reached out to me, and they were actually on the list. So he said he would be willing to take a look at it. So I'm not sure where it is, whether it's with the current or the old host or the new guy that's going to take a look at it. So I gotta visit that. So that might be why there was a dip in here. But now the eel is with this new host, and they have mounted it very high, and we should take a look at that location later, because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, so Funny Gray Seal is not online right now. It is offline. And so it's still asserted at the eel's location. So I haven't received information about where to assert it to next. But this is a really nice dashboard, very simple. Here's all your information, gives you the rewards by type, and then lifetime earnings, monthly earnings as comparing. See, we're up there. So yeah, this helps just on this little small wallet. And you can imagine what it would be like for a host company with like maybe hundreds or thousands of hotspots, how this could actually be even nicer about understanding where they're at on a huge basis, or a greater number or scaled basis. So we're going to work from left to right here. This is the wallet, so you add your wallet, and this is where all of the payments get listed. So whether you send it to this person or that person, if they're in here as contacts, then they get put in here. Now, I had their Discord names in here, but I just abbreviated them because I didn't want to dox those Discord names, but kind of some abbreviations are there. So you can see that it actually goes back out to the blockchain, gets this information, and says, oh, this person's wallet matched up with a transaction 9 days ago. So here you can see all of these payments that I made on the blockchain going back, quite a while. That you can go through. Now, if that doesn't match up with a contact, then you wouldn't see that information. But this is pretty cool information on how to figure out who it was sent to. If you don't remember a wallet ID, that kind of stuff, you can grab it from here. So that's the wallet screen. And this is the one for the People's Hotspot. So that's what I've added a label that says the People's Hotspot. Now, if you wanted to add some other wallets in here, definitely. I mean, do I have more than this wallet? Absolutely. But of course, I don't want to dox those wallets just because. So the People's Hotspot is the one that I keep for exactly this purpose, to show off this data, because a lot of people want to keep that close to the chest, and I understand that. So, all right, next one is hotspots. So this shows all of the hotspots that are active for the People's Hotspot around the world. You can see that we have Digital Lava Dragon, that's in the UK. Funny Gray Seal is our Bobcat that is currently down, and then Puny Pecan Eel is in New York overlooking a bay. I don't remember. I'm not as familiar with the geography, so probably people that are local would be like, it's da 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 bay. And then Quick Vanilla Mandrill is in Australia, so I believe that's outside of. Oh gosh, I'm gonna mess it up now, so I won't even say. I thought it was near Sydney, but I'm not sure now. Again, probably somebody's gonna correct me, but that's okay. Yeah, I think you can actually like go and click on this and say somewhere you can click on it and say view and explore, and then it will actually launch the link. Maybe if I just do that. Nope, that's a Hotspotty link. Oh, there. Okay. Well, that's good too. So we can take a look at where this is. Yes, so I was right. There's Sydney right there, and here's where the Mandrill is. So that's awesome. So you can open up right in Hotspotty, and the cool thing is that they keep all of their data like off Explorer. So all of this stuff is their own data. So if you're experiencing network issues, you can, if things are in here appropriately, you can come in here and actually take a look around. So good stuff there. And then it doesn't hurt the network for as far as like trying to get access information on your hotspot. So this just shows every single hotspot in here. Again, you can add attribute installs to them. It has been activated. You can just track different information about these all, their earnings, and then locations. So locations have where they're actually put at. All this information is still technically available on the blockchain. So in the terms of latitude and longitude. So I know that they've done some work to hide these locations. The problem with that is that on the back end, to do really good proof of coverage earnings, you have to know the exact address or latitude and longitude to make sure that you're calculating those earnings correctly. And so that's why, so right here, you see these coordinates there. That's what they're really using, I believe, for proof of coverage, not the address. But of course, when the address gets put in, it gets converted to coordinates. So that's what's on the blockchain side, just if you didn't know that. Now, you could, if you wanted to, cut those out and you wouldn't have to have the addresses, of course. That would be a nice thing to add and then abstract right away. Maybe a suggestion for the Hotspotty team, or maybe I can go in here and actually delete that and just keep this now that I have it in there. All right, next is contacts. So each of these are people that are hosts for the people's hotspot. I can put their email and phone numbers and other information on here. I haven't been able to deduce why this says custom and these two say host. So I'm not sure what's going on there. And these are just random pictures. I haven't picked them. I assume that if these people were also maybe signed up for Hotspotty, then it would probably link in that information and fill it in with their actual user details. But I'm not sure about that for the future. So one thing with this is I'd love to see some ways to reorder these columns or something like that. Because if I'm trying to get this information, like the edit contact, I have to scroll all the way to the right, and I'd love to just maybe have the edit over here. I know I could probably just like select that. Nope, there's a remove, edit column. Oh, there's edit columns. Okay, so I could reorder them. I don't. Let's experiment here. Actions, yes. So I could actually move actions all the way to the top, which I'm going to do because I like that. See that I'm moving that over. Actually, I want to. There we go. And then actions. There. This is just for me personally, so right away I've changed it from what you will expect. So now it looks kind of weird with these three dots here, but this is kind of the reason why I like that edit button, and then I don't have to scroll all the way over. But it's all about putting the information first that you want to view first. So that takes care of, so I guess just to open these up a little bit more. So I can open this up and get some information. Now I'm actually going to go back and go to the edit screen. There we go. So on the right side, then you'll see the information here, and this is just sample information that they put in for what to do. But the other one here is the HNT wallet address. So you can actually come in here and edit this information, paste a new wallet address, paste a different one, whatever they'd like. And then Hotspotty just added recently the ability to make payments, and there's a QR code associated with that. You just scan it, and you can, I think, do 25 at a time, which is the max of QR codes that you can pack in there. And then it will you just scan it and it goes. I have not used this yet. I hope to very soon, because with all the issues in the blockchain recently, I'm not able to use my normal means for calculating payments, and I was going to use this anyways. So it's just saying, oh, I need to figure this out so that I can get payments out. I think that they're bound to monthly payments right now. If I'm wrong, put that in the comments. I'm trying to figure out how to do that, because one of my hosts, I like to do it, is like, how often would you like to get paid? And it's usually weekly, monthly, or just at the end of hosting. And this one of my hosts has chosen weekly, and then with the blockchain issues of late, I have not been able to pay them because I can't calculate the payments. So even though they're earning HNT, and it's not like I'm doing anything with the HNT, they can't get paid because I can't calculate how much they've earned. And they've said they have what they've earned, and also I need to calculate that myself as well for the due diligence. So yeah. Okay, so that's it with contacts. Very useful information. I'd totally recommend putting their Discord handle in there if they got it, or any other information that would help you track down or just track who they are. So now we talked about installs being that thing that binds them together. So you got the hotspot, the location, and the contact. When those get bound together, that's an install. And so you can see here that I have Quick Vanilla Mandrill is an active install, and it's assigned to Chop. So that is the install. Now, that means that with these active installs, I could have active installs and non-active installs. And then basically this dictates how payments will be made, because I've linked them, I'll be able to calculate earnings. And then that's the cool thing in here, is that I can come in and edit earnings and have like variable percentages if I wanted to. So we'll take a look at that. So you can see here, there's the hotspot, the location, and then when it was installed. Now, this is really important for when you want to calculate your earnings. You want to calculate it to the last time. Like, say you've paid them before manually, but you're going to step forward and start using Hotspotty for doing the payments. You want to have this install date start on the day that after you last paid through. So in this case, the last time I paid them was on the 2nd of November. So then if I say it's installed on the 3rd of November, it will start calculating payments from there. And then down here, you can see that I've created some profiles such that I can now change the percentage of earnings. So in here you could do like this percentage and it has an expiration date, I guess. I'm not sure exactly when that would happen, or perhaps because you can have multiple commissions, so you can have referrals layered in here, or installer commissions. So if you think of like you are the owner, you own all the hotspots, and then you're paying an installer 10% for 6 months to do the install. well, then you can put that information in here, and then it will automatically come off when they're done. So it's cool to layer all these things together by percent, and then just everybody gets their cut. So you could have your installer, you could have the referral, and you could have the host all in one. And shoot, you could even have, maybe, I don't know, somebody did a business loan to you and you're like, oh, they get 30% of all earnings. And then you can just put that on to them, back to them, and then run payments all the time, and everybody gets paid, and it just calculates itself. And this is one of the things that's just awesome about this program. If you own these at scale, it's just awesome to be able to calculate all this. This is the number one thing from my work with Emirate that has been very, very difficult, is getting payments right. And just watching all of that, it's very, very difficult. Getting your database backend correct and all that kind of stuff is so important. And then if it's vulnerable in any way, then that can mess things up. So there's plenty of room for error, and still something I maybe some feedback that I'd put out for the Hotspotty team, and I'm sure that they've been working on it, is continue that diligence towards security. Also, denial of service attacks, all that kind of stuff. Because if one person gets frustrated, or even if they just don't like you for some reason, that can happen. So that's a good call out point for just understanding across the board where the weak points in your system are. It works just as your hotspot, as also for the software applications you use. Keep a list of, even if you can't use Explorer, or you can't use Helium Hiker, or you can't use, whatever site that you use, think about some other alternatives. And if you don't have those in your back pocket, you need to be able to know what they are, at least, so that you know that they exist. So that's all the stuff about installs and payments. And there are ways that you can come in here and generate or put up these settings to have like commissions. So you can have these, your default is, and this is for the people's hotspot, it's 95%. And then this referral is it was a default in there. I didn't add this, and I actually changed this part because this one was in there. I don't remember what it was, but I've changed some of these defaults. So, and then you can say, hey, when we're doing commission reports, do it by what day time. And so I always try and go off of, I let the full day go past personally for calculating these, and so that works. But for a worldwide thing, it's kind of important to know when you're doing your commission reports. As I have somebody that's in Australia now, that will change maybe how I look at these and calculate payments. So, and fortunately, he's been awesome with doing payments for us. So yeah, so this is just some different ways that you can set up labels across here. I noticed that there's a people's hotspot for the hotspots, and then there's a people's hotspot for the wallet. So this, I understand why it was done this way, but also it's confusing to see, because I think in some screens you see multiple labels where it says the people's hotspot. So maybe what I should do is just change this to the people's hotspot wallet or something like that. I'm not sure. So you can get notifications on these as well as if they start going offline. That's awesome. It's great to know when your hotspots are going online, even if you're a fleet owner. Hopefully your hosts are really on top of this. And even if you are a host, you can pretend that you own this hotspot, even in the Hotspotty UI, so you don't have to own those to get notifications, as far as I can tell here, and how I would program it. So there's a lot of functionality wrapped up in this awesome website. Just want to give a shout out to the Hotspotty team for doing this. They started out that they just needed something like this, and then it grew and grew, and they're like, hey, what if we actually sold this? And so that's what they did. So I believe it's free for a handful of use scenarios, and then at some point, as you scale up, then there comes a price scheme for how many hotspots or something that you own. I should maybe just go out to their website and see if I could type. There we go. All right, so here is your information, and I do have a referral code in that will be in the description as well, so you can come out and take a look. You can request a demo, all that kind of stuff. So this is a great website just to take a look at their information. They also have a blog, support, all that kind of stuff. So it's cool. It's very much, even though it's an application in development, it's still very utilitarian at this point. And I just want to give a shout out to the team for doing such a great job. I know that they've been available all hours of the day. So just want to give a shout out for them. Continue being awesome advocates in the community, and helping out hosts and writing this awesome tool. It's been very, very, very helpful and awesome to have them in the community, because they're in all things. I know that they've even liked some tweets that I've done on NFTs. So they're more than just trying to make their buck. They're actually participating and just cool, very much into people and helping them on their journeys as well. So just want to give a shout out to them. Give them a follow on Twitter. You can also, I believe their information is out on Discord as well, in the Helium Discord. They have a channel that you can talk with them there. So thank you very much for watching. This has been an awesome time. Thanks for hanging out. If you got questions, corrections, or feedback for the Hotspotty team, please make sure to put it in the comments down below. Check out the referrals code. And as always, like and subscribe, because that's the YouTube thing to do. Share this with your friends. Maybe they don't know about it. Maybe this would be an awesome thing, but maybe they don't have a lot of hotspots now, but they will in the future. And they're like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these hotspots. Well, now they can actually make it easier as they share these hotspots, if they transfer ownership, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take care. And till next time, Carpe Tempestus, everyone.